Hello, people. Good evening. Buonasera a tutti. Buonasera. How are we? We are live. Wow, where do we even start, guys? Jesus, where do we even start? What is the season? Get your comment. Just let's have a therapy session because does this game really matter? No, we're not going to get Champions League. But I wanted to do another watch along before the end of the season. Won't be able to do the Monza game, unfortunately. I don't think Steph will either. So this will potentially be the last one of the season. So let's use this to chat, get comments, get some discussion going, and just see what the state of play is for the league and the club for this match. Everything. Hope everyone's well. How was your Sunday? Sunday evening here. Beautiful weather here in the UK. Hope everyone can hear me okay. Hope everyone's well. We are just waiting to get the game up. Let's go through the squad. I mean, I'm sorry if it's being a bit like lethargic because this game feels a bit pointless, doesn't it? But at the same time, let's go through the team and just see what's going to happen. I think it's more going to be about discussion of who's going to be staying, right? Who's going to be staying? Who's going to be going? That's basically the discussion. So yeah, right. So up front we have Jimenez. We have Felix starting. That's interesting. Pointless, but again, the season's pointless. So what do we think about that, guys? We've got Pulisic on the right. Fine. Reinders. His penultimate game from in a Milan shirt? Question mark. We've got that to discuss as well. Bloody hell, there's so much. Loftus-Cheek getting his first start in a very, very long time. Be interesting to see how he performs. Musa, do not even get me started on Musa. You guys know how I feel about Yunus Musa. I don't really want to know the bloke. Tamori, who's been very poor this season. Gabia, who's also been poor the last few games. Pavlovic. And then Mike, who, again, do we know if he's even going to be here? Who bloody well knows? Alex, yes, good evening. Who will win the Europa League? I mean, I'm very excited for that. I'm more excited for the Europa League final than the Champions League final. I really, really am. I'm really excited for that game. It's going to be brilliant. I mean, I want Spurs to be funny, but we'll see what happens. Go this game. I appreciate anyone joining me tonight because I know there's not going to be loads of watchers. The season feels a bit pointless at this stage, but hopefully those joining can use it as a therapy session. We can get some discussion going, see what we think about next season, players we want to sign, and things like that. So let's have a look at Roma's team. So Roma have Shomorodov starting, which is interesting. I don't rate him at all, but he's been good last few games. Ranieri's an absolutely incredible manager. Angelino, Kone, Paredes, Cristantes, Salamakers starting. Interesting. He'll probably have a game. And Dika, Mancini, Celik, and Svilar, who has probably been the most informed goalkeeper in the league, I would argue. So, yeah, a lot going on. Right. So players are coming out. I'm shocked that who would you like to replace? Who would you like to replace? Teo, Lau, and Reinders. I mean, if they all leave, I've got no idea. I've got absolutely no idea. I don't think our management will spend the money well. I've got no clue. Ricci would be good, but he shouldn't be a replacement from Reinders. He should be an addition to. Teo, there's De Kalper from Anderlecht, I think he is. Lau, no idea. No idea. Nemosian, good luck to us. Will be a hard one. It will indeed. It's not going to be an easy game. Roma, I know they recently had their streak broken by Atalanta. Are all intents and purposes in the title race. Sorry, in the top 4 race and having a great season. Dario Perkins, ready for another shit show? Yes. Yeah, you can say that again. You could say that again. Oh, I'm just trying to get the stream up, guys. And then it's very annoying. This match isn't on, but the Napoli game and the Inter game is on. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to get the stream up. I can't believe Musa's starting, though. That, like, legit, Musa's actually starting. Unbelievable. Right, we're a minute away from kickoff here, guys. I'm just trying to finalise my stream. How's everyone's weekends been? Like, I just want to get a chat going about just general life, but also the state of Milan. Like, what do you want to see happen? Do you really think we're in Banter era 2.0? Because I didn't, but now I'm starting to really get worried, to be honest, with the state of the club. So, right, we got the football on. Okay, guys. We're in. Why is Rafa on the bench? Well, because the season means nothing, to be honest. The season means absolutely nothing. I've got the Napoli game on as well. Hope everyone can hear me okay. If you can hear the football in the background too much, let me know and I'll turn down the background noise. Sounds cutting out every now and then, or is it just my connection? I don't know. Let me know if everyone can hear me okay. Why does Felix even play these games? I don't even know. What's the point of him? Don't know. Don't know what he's good at either. Try and have fun watching the game. Yep. Dario, we'll try and have a bit of fun if we can. Nearsighted remembrance. From a UK perspective, Milan is viewed as a banter club, respectively. Wow. Interesting. What team do you support, Nearsighted remembrance? Which Prem team? I'm interested because unless it's a Liverpool, a Manchester City, probably a Chelsea. Although we are not in good shape at the moment, and we definitely aren't where we used to be or should be. We've still won a league title, which a lot of Prem teams can't say, and also got a semi-final, which is the furthest that Arsenal have gotten, and people rate Arsenal. So there's always perspectives, in my opinion. But we are washed at the moment, and the outlook isn't looking great. But in my opinion, unless you're a City, a Liverpool, or a Chelsea, you can't really say that Milan are a proper, like, I'll forget about them club. We will be back. Football's in cycles. It's just that it seems very depressing that when that's going to come after the Maldini and co built up the club to a certain point. But that's we'll get into that as the string gun match goes on. But that's how I see it. I think it's very rich when a club like Arsenal, for example, have just gotten as far. They've been as successful, but less so, because they haven't won a league title, as Milan in the last 5 years on paper. Yeah, obviously their future outlook is a lot brighter, but there is perspective there. Oh no, I know you didn't mean any disrespect, and I respect Liverpool. My best mate's a Liverpool fan, so it is sad. They will be back. We're too big a club not to be. It's just we're living through another shit period. Liverpool had it. And then obviously FSG, differently to Redbird, employed, or Elliot, I should say, really employed competent people. Also, you didn't have the Chinese ownership, minus banking accounts. Although I believe your bank accounts weren't that great when you had like Roy Hodgson or whoever it was that Klopp took over from. So, yeah, And, you hire the right people in the corporate level, really. And that's the difference in the modern game. Yeah, this is what my mate said, my Liverpool fan, about when you had like Ricky Lambert and you just sold like Suarez, or you had Suarez, but your team was like bad. Can't remember what era that is because I'm not really a Liverpool fan, so I don't know the years that generally. But there are parallels to that time, and it's a shame because we had an opportunity to really bounce from the semi-final loss, unfortunately, to Inter, and we've just gone downhill from there. And even if we did go the other way and didn't go with the Maldini and kept down that path, which is fine because there were also demerits to what he did. If they did the right thing, made less mistakes, were more competent, or did the right things, hired the right people at the right time, and they were successful, I'd be maybe not as happy because I think a figure like Maldini deserves to be in the club, but it's by the by. I'd be super happy, but that's not the case. We've got people who are amateurs in every role. They're not the best in their role. That's the reality. Zlatan, first time in his position. Moncada, first time in the position this season after being promoted. Furlani, the first time being a CEO of any football club. You know what I mean? And these are the people making the decisions every day. It makes you think, really. Right, I've got all the games on. We're full Serie A mode. I hope you can hear me okay and the background isn't too bad. Background noise. I'm a Man United fan first. They made me so sad I need to support a second club. So you're supporting Milan? Mate, you could have chosen a better club right now. But I appreciate the love. We all do. When we were going, yeah, exactly, the Balotelli era, yeah. Arsenal are not a serious club, no. Absolutely not. Man United and Milan are basically twins. Kind of. I mean, I think we've been more successful because the league title, I know it's Premier League versus Serie A, but you can only play the league that you're in. It's still a good league. You can't say it's not. I think it's second after the Prem, but it's by the by. Obviously, United have won more cups, but they've also spent more and they also have more resources. So I actually think Milan have been more successful. But with how the football industry works now, if United now get things right with Amorim and they get Champions League football by winning the Europa League final, suddenly they'll springboard. And we're going to go back down. That's how quick it feels like. If you get it wrong, it really punishes you. And we've really got it wrong at a really bad time. Selling Tonali was such a mistake and can't believe they want to sell Tijani right now. Yeah, well, don't even get started. He doesn't want to leave as well, just like the Tonali scenario. Just to speak on this, because I could talk about this all day. To be honest, but the thing that annoys me the most is that we know it's common knowledge. If you don't follow the club, if you're a Liverpool fan watching or other Prem fans or whatever, or you might know anyway, but people who really obviously follow it in and out will know how well and healthy our accounts are now. For the last couple of years, we've posted a profit, which is a big deal for a football club, any football club. And we also were, I think, last year, as in FY24, start of the year, Deloitte published the top football brands, and I think Milan was 8th. Like, we're top 10 now. We're huge in that sense, and that's great. We don't need to sell players, but we sell players. Oh, wow, they've scored. Roma have scored. Mancini again. Mancini loves scoring against Milan. There you go. Our season's just... This season, forget it. All right, guys, just forget it. Just let's chat. We're going to go into it. It was a Mancini goal from a corner. No one's marking him. Big man in the middle. He bullies his way in goal. And that's it. I feel completely apathetic at this point. We're going to get into more detail about, unmarked, jumps up. Unmarked. Pavlovic does nothing, just tries to push him. Awful defending. Awful defending. Wow. Tomori. It's Tomori. Tomori and Pavlovic. Oh, my God, Tomori. Oh, my God, that's pathetic. Doesn't even jump. Right, well, that's our season summed up, guys. Anyway, as I was saying, we have really healthy accounts. We do not need to sell players. And I think a club of the size of Milan can, and I said this on our pub chat, if you guys listen to the pub chat, I have access to it on Discord, or if you join the Substack, you get access to Discord and all the pub chats and bonus podcasts. We recorded it. I think it's going out tomorrow. Steph and I said and discussed basically how, we don't need to sell the players. We sell them for whatever. Instead of having an idea and having a clear... Sorry, I just almost saw Lukaku score. I've completely lost my train of thought. We were discussing in the pub chat today. You'll hear tomorrow that basically we don't need to sell the players, okay? So we have healthy accounts, and a club the size of Milan can live a season without having Europe. One season, but I think they can do it. If, and only if, the project behind that is good. Again, if you follow the club and the players closely, you'll know how much of a family man Reinders is, how happy he is in Milan. He just signed an extension. He's got a pay rise. He'll probably get another one at the end of the season if he carries on. He, if there was a project, I think would be fine to stay at Milan another season and wouldn't want to leave. Doesn't really want to leave now. And that's really where it's at. If we're going to do a complete reset, that's fine. The problem is the Teos, the Raffas, I think they'd all renew. I honestly think we could do one season out of Europe. I do think if we had a project behind that would convince the players, there is no project. And that worries me about the current players, but obviously players coming in. And that's where it really scares me. That's where I'm getting very worried for Milan's future compared to how Liverpool was and they made more right decisions. I'm worried they haven't got a project to sell our players now and players to come. That's the key for me. Because no one knows what it's going to be. The players don't know. We don't know. I don't think they know. But yes, long story short, obviously selling Reinders will be a mistake. We should be building around these players, getting Ricci as well as Reinders, not instead of. We shouldn't need to sell players just to post a profit. We're a club, not a business. We can survive by selling either different players or not spending a lot and being smart in the market. And we won't need to sell because we're positive. So as long as we don't sell more than at least the 30 million that we would have got this season anyway. But we're not going to do that. They want to post a profits. They'll sell, reinvest, and pocket 20, 30 million to have a nice positive season in the books. The Reinders doesn't want to leave. Tonali didn't want to leave. They were pushed out, and then eventually they're thinking, okay, well, if the club's going to act like that, and they haven't really got a project, maybe I will go to Manchester City. I will go and do that. But they love Milan. I do think that. With Tonali, we know that, and I think Reinders as well. Massive mistake. Massive mistake. But he'd be a quality player, and in a way I feel sorry for him because he is kind of wasted. He'd be wasting a full season of his career at Milan next season. So will a lot of our top players if they stay. But we need to. That's why we need to get a convincing project. That's what I'm worried about. Anyway, I rambled along long enough. We'll get back into the game in a second, guys. I'll go through the comments in a moment, but I appreciate you getting involved. Yeah, exactly. At least Milan are winning the financial Scudetto. That's what we have to look forward to these days. By the way, by no surprise, Roma are kind of dominating at the moment. We're just trying to counter-attack. Pulisic is kind of playing in the middle. They look. Even Musa, who should be fighting tooth and nail, he should be kissing the ground of the Stadio Olimpico that he's lucky to be playing this game, and he looks unbothered. So shit, man. Do you remember when Milan played Liverpool and conceded from 2 set pieces from both centre backs? Yes, I do remember that. Yeah, Van Dijk. Nothing's changed in 8 months. Oh God, no. No, it's gotten worse near sight remembrance, and I appreciate all the love. It's gotten worse, mate. It's gone absolutely worse. No idea what Zlatan does for us. No idea. No idea at all. That motherfucker scored a goal while they're shaking her hand. Well, Jesus. Hey, brother, what up from San Antonio, watching on delay and from work, just stopping by to say Forza. Esteban, thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate the love. That's all it is at this point. You know, solo la maglia, only the colours of the shirt that matter, really, at the end of the day. Paratici links? I don't know. I don't know what to say. Nothing will change until Ferlani, Moncada, and Ibo get replaced. If not, then Cardinale should sell. Well, there are rumours that he might sell, guys. We're going to get into that as well. There are rumours that he's looking for a sale. I don't buy it personally, but the rumours are there. So something to bear in mind. But yeah, we're 1-0 down. You know, Roma are a significantly better team than us in every single capacity, which is crazy when you think about how the start of the season went. I think I'll put that there. That's better. Right. Getting comfy here. The fact that after everything that's going on, they're still making sporting decisions without sporting director tells you how important they think the sporting director is. They just want someone they can control, so they're just waiting for that opportunity, basically. Who's a bit competent, and they're not going to get that. They're not going to get both of those things. What made me start supporting Milan? Rui Thacker asks. Good question. Family. My family, obviously, I was born in the UK, but both my parents are Italian, and their family split on my mum's side, who more the football fans. They're Southern Italian from outside Naples. They're actually split between Juve and Milan, not Napoli, which is funny, but it's quite common. There are a lot of Southern Italians. My dad's side of the family, Parma fans, so could support Parma. But anyway, my Zio, who I watched a lot of Milan games with when I was younger, when I was there with family and whatnot, big Milan fan. And at the time, we're talking late 90s, early 2000s, when I was really young, so like 4 or 5, when I first started watching football. Obviously, the players we had. I remember Cafu at the end of the career. Oh, Cafu, I loved Cafu. I met him with Steph recently. That was a cool story. So yeah, that's why. And loved it ever since, and fell in love with all the moments, and managed to live through a lot of amazing stuff. But the club is now doesn't really feel like the same club for the first time. Even through the Banter era, it felt like Milan. Now it just doesn't really feel like Milan. Funny enough, not sure there's one player from this Roma team I'd want at LFC. Yeah, the Roma team's not that good, but Ranieri is such a good coach. He makes average players really, really good, and he makes really, really good team units. He's fantastic at it. Yeah, I mean, you would take a few players from Milan. That's the annoying thing. We've actually got a good team on paper. We've not only just underperformed. There's under motivation. There's an underlying malaise, toxicity that's stopping this project from flourishing amidst a lot of incompetence and wrong decision making. But really, we have got good players. That's why we're able to have some positive moments this season, don't forget. But not what it really mattered. And that's what you need a team for, which we're not. And assuming we sell Tijani, why only 70? Tijani is worth top dollar, and that's not top dollar. Yeah, why not hold out for 120? Well, we're not going to get 120 for a midfielder. Noir, not from the Serie A. I don't care what you say, even though I think that's wrong. We're not. It's just not going to happen. But I do think we can get 85 to 90. But I think honestly, if he goes, I think they'll go for 80 to 85. Realistically, I think he's probably, and I mean million euros, which again I think he should go for 80 to 85 million pounds, which is like 90 to 95 million euros. But I don't think he will. I think he'll go for about 75 million pounds, so 85 million euros, which I think is cheap, but I think that's what we'll sell him for. And I think he's gone. It feels a lot like Tonali. And obviously the Tonali thing makes this easier to swallow, which is just horrible to say as a Milan fan, but it feels the same. And I don't blame him, like I just discussed why. I really don't. Let's be real, only the books worked. Anything sporting relating has failed. Yeah, from results, Primavera, Futuro. Oh, don't get me started on Futuro. We'll go through that in a moment. The management sporting competence are screaming. Competencies are screaming, yeah. But they are too proud to do anything. Yeah, they're very arrogant. Very arrogant. I just wish Serie A was more appreciated in England. Me too, Rui, living here. Me too, mate. I think there's a lot of prem head, prem bubble stuff that goes on. It's nice when I have like Liverpool fan here or like a Man United or another. I think another as a Man United fan in the chat. That come in and actually have knowledge and interest and have a bit more understanding and research a bit more because they expect people to know about Premier League teams and their situations. I appreciate it's the most viewed and watched and biggest, most competitive league in the world. I don't necessarily think that means it's the best. It's the best in some respects. But yeah, I do think it's sad because I think there are aspects of La Liga and Bundesliga. I do think the Serie A is the second best league because if I know it's their own fault, but imagine if Serie A teams had the level of money that Premier League teams have now, right now, how both of them would manage. I think it'd be amazing. I think the European pedigree, although I think England is actually only second to Spain in terms of European finals, Italy's third, then Germany, I believe, and France. There's something about Italian teams in finals and that just, yeah. But we haven't been in enough. You know, Inter's the only one representing, which is quite sad at the Champions League level. It's very sad. Very fucking sad. I saw a £60 million £1 million bid for rejected. Okay, that's good. But I don't even want to be selling him. So start negotiations seem to be around there. Yeah. Hey, Matt, how's it going, man? Not even the books have worked this year. Well, they have, but obviously they've not made they've not done an amazing job. But they're not. The club's always going to run in a profit, I think, and it will again. It's just they can now sell players to do it rather than doing their job, but they will post a profit. Well, the end of the financial year. How's the new place? It's good. Yeah, looking nice and light. Beautiful evening here in the UK. I'm doing more of a relaxed one. I mean, think about where we are in the season. It's nice to chill on the sofa. But yeah, it's very nice, mate. Thank you for asking. Getting some building work done soon, so that'll be good. I still have my Serie A 94-95 yearbook I bought back in 96. Wow. That's when I was born, man. Somewhere between London and Swansea. Good old football, Italia times. Yeah, I mean, your memory of Jimenez just shot wide, by the way. Of Milan in their prime would be a lot better. Not far off, actually. Tried to go for a near post finish. Noir, I want your Italian take on that because of the thing about respecting Serie A. Here, Arab fans, especially Egyptians, we cheer for other Serie A teams in Euro competitions, even rivals, because we started cheering for Italy first around 94 and Baggio and that generation, and we started picking our teams in Italy after that. Interesting. That's really interesting. I have heard Milan's got a lot, particularly high number of Middle East fans, which is really good to know because I love that part of the world. My partner does as well. So it'd be cool if I ever spent any meaningful time there in the future, but definitely just for traveling. But if I ever spent any time living there, for example, Dubai or somewhere like that, it'd be nice. It's good to know there's a lot of Milan fans. So that's cool. I like that. I like that a lot. I hate that you have to support clubs from your country. I don't support any Premier League team. I watch Premier League football, not as much as Serie A, but I do. I watch probably 15 games a season on average, Premier League. I'll catch, and obviously the finals, League Cup, FA Cup, and obviously final games of the season. But yeah, Champions League and Serie A mainly. Obviously no Champions League this year, but I will watch it. It's going to be a very boring season as a Milan fan next year. Unless there's just a lot of movement, and hopefully positive with signings and player development and positive coach changes and formation changes and correct signings and exciting shit like that. Fantastic. Then the season won't feel so long, but otherwise it's going to be a fucking long-ass season, man. No, I don't find it weird. I love that you guys love Serie A teams. Big up. I will never back an English team in Europe just because they're English. I was backing PSG against Arsenal. Yeah, I think most Liverpool fans. I mean, you guys are like Scouse before English, right? But I think you're similar to us. I would never. I'd support a lot of Milan fans. Wouldn't even support Napoli. I would because I got Neapolitan family, so I'd support Napoli if Milan weren't in it. But I would never support Inter or Juve ever. Never, ever, ever. Roma, again, if Milan or whatever aren't in it. But I don't mind Roma. They're always like a notch below. But Inter and Juve never. But I wouldn't actively like if I really liked a Barcelona. Actually, no, not really. I'm not really a fan of Barcelona. It's a bad example. Like this PSG team, if they win as they deserve to, I think, and they play really well, then you know, and it was like Roma, then fair fucks. But I would support a Serie A team if they got to a final. Milan weren't in it, but I wouldn't go overboard. But definitely not into a Juve. Into a Juve, I want nothing but non-success. But yeah, ultimately, why do I care if English teams do well? I mean, only if, again for the coefficient, and I got a soft spot for Napoli. I always supported AC Milan. My granddad was good friends with the first Danish player in Milan, and Elkie and Verona was good fun. Oh, nice, that's cool. Santi Jimenez, yeah. I don't know what's going on, Mats, mate. What a weird game. Gonçalo, Lucas, I'm just found a stream, which is about a minute behind, to be honest, but that's where we're at with it. Red card, Santi. No. Oh, you prick! This game, man. This team's dead. I'm sorry, guys, watching this. Like fair fucks tuning in to watch me watch this. I respect all of you because this is so stupid. This team is so stupid. What a prick! I never wanted this guy. I'm not gonna lie. I supported him. I backed him, but I never wanted him. Dickhead, honestly. Dickhead. Dickhead. For the Spurs versus Man United final, I wish there was a way for both teams to lose. Now I'm going Spurs. It'd be hilarious. Come on, as a Liverpool fan, surely you'd want Spurs to win. Come on. Remembrance, but you don't have the issue about having respect for Premier League team money. This season, I don't think Serie A teams deserve it. No, it's been a poor season. I would agree. But last season we had the most. So this is what I mean. You got to think when Premier League fans think about how dominant the Premier League's been. They look over a span. There are some seasons where it's weaker. I think last season wasn't as strong. Potentially, whatever. But last season, Serie A was really competitive. This season, no. So there you go. This team has nothing. Yeah, I think Reinders is so gone. Yeah, I don't know how they can be so mentally disconnected. That's a really good comment. I don't know. How did Santi get off, Adam? He elbowed, I think it was Mancini or one of the Roman players, just blatantly elbowed for a corner. Just blatantly elbowed, like in the chest. Yeah, it was Mancini. Guys. I don't really know what to say anymore. Okay, who would you like us to sign? And let's say it's taking into account Reinders is sold. So we've got 70 million to spend. So taking into account they'll take a little bit off whatever they have a hole in. What would you like to see? Who would you like to see? I don't know what we're meant to expect, Dave. DDD, CCCV. Guhir? Who's he play for? What position as well? Yeah, people want to see Tonali. Imagine selling Reinders and buying Tonali back. That would be weird. But no. Newcastle are getting Champions League football. Tonali's not going anywhere. Not after just one season in the Premier League. It's not going to happen. No way. Never going to happen. What position does Milan need? Okay, well, this is taking into account Mike, Teo, and Reinders leave, which I think are the most likely. I think Rafa will stay. We also need other players to leave. We need Loftus-Cheek to leave. We need to sell Emerson Royale, Florenzi. I wouldn't mind selling Tomori, to be honest. Tomori or Pavlovic, because I think the only ones we should be keeping are Gabbia and Chow, even though I think Gabbia is a bit limited. I still want to keep him. He's Italian. He's solid, especially for Serie A games. Most of the time. Loftus-Cheek needs to go. Musa needs to go. Chukwueze needs to go or stay and potentially under the right manager. There are still sparks I like about Chukwueze, but he was expensive. So if we can sell all of those players, then, mate, we need probably about 8 players to answer your question. We probably need about 8 or 9. So hard to answer that question. That's the point about Milan at the moment. If Tijani leaves, Cherki would be ideal. No, not at all. They're not the same position. I'd take Cherki, I guess. But I'm worried about I don't know. I don't know if it's what we need. I don't know if he plays off the right or if he's a left. I thought he was a central, like sort of second striker type player, but I might be wrong. I'd take him, but he's not a Reinders replacement. He could be a Pulisic rotation or a Chukwueze replacement. Personally, I can see why we need to sell top players, but Reinders is the last I would. Yeah, exactly. I'd sell Teo and Mike over Reinders, and I don't want to sell Teo or Mike. I'd sell Teo the most, which obviously sickens me because those who know me know how much of a fan I am of Teo. I think the last 5 years he's been my favourite Milan player. He's the one I really thought was going to be a bandolier for the club, even more so than Tonali. I really thought at one point he was going to be Capitano. Didn't work out that way. Now he's disgraced the club, and I think we should try and get some money for him. I don't think we'll get a lot because of how much has got left in his contract, but he's who we should sell. I think Mike next, even though I wouldn't want to. I think the goalkeeper market's weak. I think Reinders is that good in his position that I'd rather sacrifice Mike. And then, we'd be lucky to get 60 million for those two, really, if I'm being honest. I think we get, however you want to split it, 30 each, 40, 20, 50, 10, whatever, 60, 65 million for the two at best, considering their contract lengths. And there's been rumours that Mike's going to go, if he goes, anywhere between 25 and 35, which doesn't sound like a lot. So, yeah, who we really need to sell, what we should be spending our money is renewing those players, giving them money, convincing them there's a project, and selling fucking Loftus-Cheek, selling Emerson Royale, selling Pobega, Florenzi, 5 million, 10 million. That's what Smart Club does. Take a loss on some of those to make gains elsewhere if needs be. But, they don't want to do that. They want to post a big old profit on their balance sheet come FY25 reporting because their shareholders will be happy with that because they're a fund and that's how they work. I also really want more Italians. I really want more Italians as well. Do you still believe in Captain America? Yeah. I think Pulisic is a quality player. I like Rafa Leao a little bit, more and more. And I think Leao's probably only got one more season to convince me otherwise. I think Pulisic is a top player, but he'll never be a world-class player, like elite world-class. But I think he'll always be like a top 5 in his position type player. And yeah, we should keep him. So yes, I just don't think his ceiling's much higher. But if he stays at the level he's at now, maybe a little bit better, then I can't ask for more. He's been fantastic. I really respect his work rate above all. He gets playing for Milan, right? Thomas Muller would be an interesting signing. He'd have a fantastic mentality and might lift the mood a little bit as well. I really rate Muller, but again, the Walker experiment's not really worked. Will Muller? I don't really rate the Bundesliga as much. I know it's Bayern Munich and Champions League games he still played this season, but we need a whole different management system, including coach. Yes, we do. Shirky at 10, potentially. Can't agree about Gabbia. Since switching to a back 3, he's been awful. Lost his man every time. So you'd sell Gabbia over Pavlovic or Tomori? See, the only one I would definitely keep is Chow, because I know he's still got mistakes in his game, but I know I keep saying he's still young, but he genuinely still is. 21, 22, I think he's 21. I think Chow's got a really high ceiling. Pavlovic, I'm unsure. I wouldn't mind if he stayed. I wouldn't mind if he was sold. I think Tomori needs to go because I think, again, we get a good fee for him. They're the sort of players we should be looking to sell. We need another centre-back anyway. But Gabby is Italian. We need those. I don't think he's world-class. I said that, or not even close. But I mean, like, guaranteed. I think he's a good Serie A defender. A bit like Romagnoli was for Milan. That's fine. Why do so many people like Emma Sorrell? They don't, mate. They don't. No one does. Do you want to win this Scudetto Cup and go bankrupt? Yeah, quite. That's a Jerry quote. Where is Teo? Teo's got a ankle injury. No, muscle. Something muscle. By the way, the game's boring as fuck. We've got a goal down and just looked limp. Salamaca's had a header. I'm sorry I'm not talking about the game that much, but the game's shite. It really is shite. Any danger of us getting Cherky? I don't know, mate. I wanted to buy Buongiorno not because of his level, but him playing with Chow would have been peak meme. The hello and goodbye, hello and good day of centre backs. Yeah, that'd be funny. Not the right Chow, but it would still be hilarious. Yeah. I'd sell Gabbia, Pavlovic, and Tomori. Yeah, okay, we agree about Chow though. Pavlovic is erratic. I don't understand why they didn't just go for Cody de Winter instead of Pavlovic. I don't know who Cody de Winter plays for. Sounds like he played in the Dutch or German league. Yeah, the game's been flat. I mean, we're a player down. Musa. I'm looking forward to seeing what Conceição's going to say after he leaves, because he said he's going to do, whatever happens at the end of the season or whatever. He's going to tell us about some things that worked and some things that didn't work. And I hope he throws management under the bus and calls them out, so people know that they are not people in the industry to trust. And hopefully they'll then leave. Why don't we go for Liam Delap? I'm hearing some shouts. No. Well, Roma almost scored. Tomori actually did well there. I can't believe Santi Jimenez just did that. Just elbowed a guy. Like, stupid prick, honestly. Emerson, bring Emerson on. Yeah, do it. Cody's been a great signing for Roma. Yeah, he has. He has. Good player. And we got Musa. I think Fofana's been good. I don't know if I would have preferred Fofana, but I would have liked Kone instead of Musa. I know it wasn't the same transfer market, but I don't mind Fofana. Again, I just don't think he's got a massively high ceiling. And this is the thing that worries about me about Milan. If we sell the Teos, the Mikes, Reinders leaves, we're selling the very few players in our team that actually have a very high ceiling. Because even Pulisic, I don't put in that camp. I think the only players that are truly world class on their day, full cylinders, is Reinders, Leao, Mike, Teo. I think that's it. Like, if I'm being really honest, I love Pulisic. I'm a massive Pulisic fan, but he's the only one who's probably knocking on the door. But the rest of them, no. None of them do. And that's what we'll have left, guys. Arc. Felix has been the most useless signing, but he's actually trying today. I don't know why. I don't care, to be honest. It's pointless. Should have tried earlier in the season, mate. He's been one of the worst the amount of minutes he's been given. He's been one of the worst loan signings in our history. He's got to be. He's got to be. He's got to go down as one of the worst Milan loan signings in history, considering the number of games he's played, especially the games he's played as well. Champions League games. Yeah, this is what I call this club, Mats, on their day FC. That's exactly what I call it as well. That's our club on their day FC. I need to stop buying Prem flops. Yeah, well, that's Moncada and Fellaini's expert player scouting. Oh, if they play for a Prem team, they must be good. No! Rate your league more. Back yourself. Take risks. Employ people who know what they're doing if you don't. That's what you do. You don't go, I'm going to get Kyle Walker, who, okay, to be honest, I back the signing. Shouldn't be paying a fee for him, though. And I would probably still take him on a free, but we're not going to pay those sort of wages unless, they're top wages at Milan, which is also pathetic. What other club? We are second on this list. Again, this is a very damning statistic. But again, what club is also very applauded for its accounts and dealings and negotiations? You know who I'm talking about? Oh, yes, the Europa League finalist, Tottenham Hotspur. We are number 2, only behind Spurs, the club that spends the least amount on wages comparatively to the revenue of the team. Meaning, we are trying to be as good as we possibly can, as competitive as we possibly can, while playing our players the least. And guess what? There is a direct correlation with paying your players the most money and winning championships. There are outliers, such as Manchester United, but the average is like 70 to 75%. We don't pay our players shit either. We're lucky that people want to still play for Milan. I say that even though I think Milan are top 5 biggest clubs in existence. I'll die on that hill. No one can convince me otherwise. But we're acting like a small club. It's pathetic. Couldn't believe you guys bought Felix and Kyle. We didn't buy them. We got an option to buy on Walker, which I don't think we're going to exercise, and I think that's correct. And also because we need a whole locker room sort out. He's not as good a leader as Latan was in his playing days, or Simon Kjær, who I really rated his leadership skills when he was at Milan. I think he's a good leader. I don't think he's as good as those. So even if he didn't play as much football, he's not that useful to us. If he had those sort of skills like Kjær was, the season after he won the Scudetto, he really helped, even though he didn't play a lot. He helped the cohesion. But, well, because he's good at it, but not enough. Doesn't speak Italian, etc., etc. So, whatever. No, don't sign him. No need. Chukwuemeka, Chelsea now at Dortmund. All of a centre mid. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Felix has just scored. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh, it's going to be called off handball. Oh, Brian Cristante's giving him some beef.
Not enough ambition to score the second goal. Alex Jimenez just gets himself in a dangerous position. And it just bounces off.
I mean, it's an open net, but it was a nice finish by Felix.
Felix who couldn't miss. Oh, his first Serie A goal, Joao Felix. He's waited a long time for it to arrive.
No, I think it's going to stand. Fair play, Felix. Nice. Bit late, mate. Yeah, Kyle Walker's not known for his leadership. I think he's a good leader, but no. No, I don't think it is. It's a goal. It stands. No, don't worry. You're allowed to shit on Felix, and even if he had the man of match performance today, it means nothing, Matt. So he should have done it when it did mean something. He had plenty of opportunity. So fuck him. He's not good enough. Simple as that. I think he's Turkey. I think he'll be really good in the Turkish league. Joao Felix. I think that's where he should go. Turkish league. I think he'd be fantastic. I don't mean that in like he's a level below. I think he would be really fantastic. End of. Fugazi goal. Yeah, was a bit, but we're a player down. We need all the Fugazi we can get. Fugazi. Can this panda shit on Elliot and Redbird? Yes. How are they even beat away? Actually, no, there are no away fans for this. Good. Don't blame them. What's the point? They're literally just doing their job. Like, the Milan players are like, right, we've got to play this game, Monza, and then we're off for summer. Where are we going again? Where are we going on holiday? That's what Teo's thinking. That's what Rafa's thinking. I've got the Napoli-Parma game on. Parma really, really are testing Napoli here. Because I really want Napoli to win the league, by the way. You don't want Inter to win. So we really need Napoli to win this match. It's in their hands completely, so... De Zerbi would be good, yeah. Federico and DDDGCC, I think De Zerbi would be great. Great manager choice. Joe says, I can see them selling Leao and Teo to balance the books. No Champions League, potentially. We don't need to balance the book, though. There's this slight nuance that people think we need to. We don't. A lot of clubs operate on a loss. Healthy clubs probably 50, 100, 200 max. The unhealthy ones are a lot more than that. But Milan needs to operate on a profit because that's the hedge fund. It needs to be growing. The asset needs to be valued more every year. So it's not to balance the books because we're not going to be able to pay wages or like a Juve or other clubs that even a Man United to some degree. It's on that. It's not in that. It's like Man United now that if we want to sign new players, we have to sell because our owners and our club aren't going to take a loss or going to take a gamble that we sell other players down the line. They want to sell big players up front. They've got that available cash, of which they'll probably take some out anyway for themselves or for other purposes, and give us a measly budget of 50, 60 million so that we post a profit at the end of the financial year. That's it. Hey, talking of the Turkish league, would you take Icardi? No, not at all. Too much drama. Not young enough. Salaman's giving everyone a run of their money. Yeah, he is. Who would you sell and who would I build around? Okay, who if I was sporting director, or let's say I was Fulani, more realistically, I'd renew Teo because I think he wants to renew. I don't think he's got a huge market, but maybe with the agreement that he could probably leave, but we'd have a leverage then. So we could possibly sell him if he carries on being crap. I would renew him. I'd 100% renew Mike. Not even a shadow of a doubt. I would not sell Reinders, and I'd build around Reinders, Leao, Pulisic in the attack, Teo and Mike in defence. Simple. Like the pillars that we've had for 5-6 years. So we strengthen. That's it. We replace Chukwueze. We build around the depth. We replace Rothles-Cheek. We replace Emerson Royale. We replace Florenzi. We replace a centre back. Sell one of our good centre backs, get another good centre back in, maybe another young one. Get a young player from a top team on loan, an Arda Güler, but I don't want an option to buy. I want a dry loan to help us out, or I want one with an option. I don't want this fucking development bullshit. That's what we need to do. Maybe promote some of the youth instead of getting loan players. Promote some of the youth players. Put Liberali on the bench a bit more when we get our starting 11 sorted out, and a couple good depth options. They're the sort of things I would do. Good question, nearsighted remembrance. Do I rate Tammy? I was never an advocate for him, even when he had that streak of scoring the Coppa Italia and having those good assists for us. I think he's very technical. I like how technical he is for a big man. He's one of the... I wouldn't say he's anywhere near as technical as Zlatan, for example, but he's the first player we've had since Zlatan who can, as a tall man, he's not as big as Zlatan wide, but he's as tall, near enough. He can pass the ball and hold it up quite well. I like that part of his game a lot. He's on a lot of wages, but I actually would keep him as a rotation option, but he'd have to be happy with that. If he's happy with that, I would keep him. But I don't think he's as good a player as Salamakers is, so I'd want a good deal with Roma. But he's not good enough to start. I think, again, stretched legs especially, I think he's actually quite a good rotation. I think he's done enough to show me that. But that's it. That'll be it for me. Zion Trent, I'd have no problem selling Leao and Teo. Liverpool sold Suarez, Raheem Sterling, Torres, Felipe Coutinho. But well, that's what I mean, Zion. That's what I was saying. Said that earlier in this watch along, and also in the pub chat is going to come out tomorrow. Steph and I discussed this, and the management isn't good enough. They're not going to do it. Liverpool at the crossroads, and they chose right instead of left, and then went the right way. And we've chosen left instead of right at the moment, and we're at another crossroads at the moment that we can maybe get on the right path again. But we might carry on down the wrong one. Are you not replacing those players with good signings, not getting a sporting director in, not doing all these things that needs to be done? 0-0 between Parma and Napoli. Let's see other scores, because all the games kicked off at the same time tonight, and they do that for the last games of the season. This week and next week, I believe. Bissek, Inter 1-0 up, so Napoli need to score. Napoli need to win. They need to win. Juve 0-0 with Udinese. Verona's 1-0. Como against Verona. Fiorentina are beating Bologna, which is... I mean, I know they want top 4, but they're on fucking cloud 9, they are. They've got Europa League football guaranteed, which realistically they weren't going to get Champions League. They're a bit too far off that. So good for them. Fuck them, but yeah, they deserved it. And then Cagliari beating Venezia, which means Venezia are gone. Parma are probably safe. There's one more game left. Yeah, they are probably safe. Just Venezia, Empoli, Monza are gone. Empoli and Venezia. Yeah, it's only Lecce that are really in trouble in the relegation. Yeah, I mean that makes us feel a bit better. Don't get me wrong. Juve had a long period of dominance, obviously, for a very long time, and it's nice that they're also doing shit. But it isn't great because we're also going through arguably a bit like Liverpool's second one of their golden eras. Inter are going through a little bit of a golden era at the moment. So, and they haven't won as many trophies. They've won the same number of league titles as Liverpool, but no European. Haven't been as dominant, but been very good, especially for a club like Inter. It makes it easier that Juve are also shit, but Juve will come back because they're Juve. They're corrupt. They are the Italian club. They're like, Italy's a club that's a country that's very proud of what it creates and what it makes. And Juve, I find, are, at least domestically, I actually don't think globally they're the biggest club in Italy, from Italy. I think Milan are the biggest brand from Italian football. I'm convinced of that. I think it's close by Juve second. But domestically, Juve, they're definitely the most supported club. And I feel like Italians, I can speak from my own experience as being, Italian as well as English, that they like having something that they're proud of. That's like, oh, this is Italian. Like a Ferrari is like the best of Italy or whatever. Juve's a bit like that, and so they always get like the corrupt leaders and the sort of backhanded stuff. How Italy runs the country. Juve are always going to be fine. If they go through a bad period, it's never long. It's never that long. Like it's a couple of years. It's not like what we've had, what Inter had, what Milan had, and what we could go back into. It's like a couple of years, but they do some stuff and they'll be fine. It's the way it is with Juve. Comes a piece for that. Ooh, excuse me. So we're at half time, guys. You want Inter to win because it's a top 4 miracle. I don't, because I don't think that's happening. I'm not clinging on to a 0.03% chance that we get top 4. I'd rather Napoli win the league. Do you know what? I'm glad you said that because I can't stand Juve either. I hate Inter more, but I don't like Juve. At least we haven't collapsed since the red. We've looked better. Yeah, we have. But whatever. They are cheating bastards. I agree. We need a new defence. Centre-backs are total rubbish. Yeah, Juve are the biggest losers in Champions League history. They've actually played more finals in Champions League than Milan, but they've only won 2 trophies, which is utterly hilarious. Milan and Liverpool's ratio is actually the same from my last checking in terms of finals played and trophies won. Liverpool have been in one less final, but won one less trophy, and Milan have been in one more final and won one more trophy. So, and then Bayern Munich, I think, are just ahead of Milan. They played more but won less, so their ratio is less, but they played more finals. And obviously Madrid at the top. I think it was finals and semis, or quarters, semis and finals, something like that. Yeah, Madrid at the top, obviously. I don't want Inter to win the league, but tonight against Lazio, nah, fuck that, bro. Fuck that, Mats. Even at our worst in the UCL, LFC face Juve, I'm not worried about them. I think Juve can be a scary team. They've had some amazing teams in the past. I respect Juve more than I respect Inter. There are players that play for Juve that I have almost as much respect for as some Milan players, and in some cases more. Players like Del Piero, I have a lot of respect for Del Piero. I have a lot of respect for Chiellini as well. He was a bit dirty on the pitch, but he was incredibly fond of Milan, well spoken off it, and very intelligent guy. Whereas I don't have any players like that from Inter, like none. And the ones that did are players that were Inter players that then became Milan players. So their Inter legacy means basically nothing to me. I hate Juve, but I have more respect for Juve than I do Inter. Inter, I really don't. They think that they really are at the top of elite clubs. And they're at a table of elite clubs, but they're not at the table. And the table is your Bayern Munich's, your Liverpool's, your Madrid's, your Milan's, your Barcelona's, your Manchester United's. They're like the elite clubs. They're like they're dining in Valhalla. Then you've got your level below, your Arsenals, your Inters, your Dortmunds. I even think Ajax probably should go on the top table. But Inter are not that, and Inter think that they are, and they could in time, because they have got enough history and pedigree, but they haven't got the depth of history that Milan or Juve have in their separate specialisms of Europe and domestic. But they're still a big club. But I hate them more. But I respect Juve a little bit. Thoughts on the Angel Gomez on a free? I would like that signing a lot, Federico. I like that comment. Angel Gomez would be a fantastic signing on a free. Do you think that's Rhinos if City come in with a good offer? Yeah, 100%, Joe, 100%. Apparently an XG of 0.01. That's hilarious. What's your thoughts on the whole Reinders deal? Herbal asked, do you think your club is willing to sell? And if so, what do you reckon the price would be? Well, it sounds like you're a City fan. Welcome. It's nice to have fans from other clubs joining the Watchalongs. Yes, we will sell him because we've sold Tonali. He doesn't want to go, but I think he will go if we put him on the transfer market, especially because there isn't a project behind our club at the moment to convince him to stay or to have that in the back of his mind. But I think he's happy at Milan. I don't think he considers City a step up in terms of club. I think he sees it a step up in terms of pay and competition. But I don't think he sees it a step up in terms of club. But in terms of price, yeah, I think 70 million euros. I think Milan are probably happy to have a conversation. But I think what would close it would be 80 to 90 million euros. So 75 to 85 million pounds, I guess. That's what I think would sell him. They would sell him at. Five wish. Yeah, the Lukema one is a really good point. That's inconsistencies in Italian reffing, unfortunately. As simple as that. Which clubs in Europe do you dislike the most, ignoring Inter? I don't like Arsenal, especially not in Europe. Like, I wouldn't mind Arsenal winning the Premier League, for example. But again, Arsenal fans, I've got a lot of friends who are Arsenal fans, think they really are the top, like one of the top teams. And again, I said at the start of this stream, their season, in fact, their last 5 years on paper has probably been less success. Actually, no, not probably. Has most definitely been, in terms of trophies and in terms of legacy, been less successful than Milan's. Yet they talk as if all of their players, their manager, everything is the best in the world, and they'll go to Real Madrid and beat them, or they'll go to PSG and beat them. And none of the PSG players are starting in the Arsenal squad. So Arsenal I dislike a lot for that reason. More generally, I don't like Chelsea that much. I don't like how they got successful. My family live near where the Chelsea training ground is, so I also get that when I was growing up annoying sort of glory hunter Chelsea fans. I like the Chelsea Italian connection. There's a lot of history between Italian players and the Chelsea Football Club, but beyond that, I really don't care for Chelsea that much. Who else do I not really care for? Bayern and whatever. They're not my German team of choice. Real Madrid I like. I really like Real Madrid. I don't really like Barca that much. Again, I don't like their dealings. Their fans annoy me less, but I don't like how they. It's not like Madrid who are like a big corporate boss and just spend more money than you, or just be more attractive than you, or more powerful than you. Barca stay relevant by literally cooking the books. I don't like that, and it's like state funded. I don't like that. So Barca, Arsenal, Chelsea. They're probably my most dislike, and then City's probably a little bit there as well. Similar reason for. Similar reason. So they keep our management keeps signing them. That's a problem. Everyone hates Arsenal, yeah. If I sell Reinders, I would get CDM, move Pulisic to 10 and get Adeyemi from Dortmund and play a 4-2-3-1. I like that idea, and I appreciate you coming into the comments with an actual solution and a suggestion. I rate that. I don't know how that would pan out, mainly because I don't know who our manager is going to be and what kind of football we're going to play, but I rate that. I like that suggestion. If we need to hold out for at least 100 million, if City can sell one of their academy players to Como for 20 or 30. To be fair, if we were selling Reinders, I'd rather he go to Madrid. Yes, me too. Fellaini wants to correct his mistakes by entertaining the Reinders deal. Well, yes. That's our director of football, my friend. Barca, if I sell my grandmother's ashes, can I buy Dani Olmo? Yeah, quite. And now I'm going to give you my list of European clubs I do like that are not Milan, starting with Ajax and Feyenoord. I like both of those a lot for different reasons. I like Dutch Rotterdam and Amsterdam respectively. I also like Liverpool. A lot of my family are like English side of my family in terms of like my aunties and uncles. They're Liverpool fans. My sister's husband's a Liverpool fan. And I respect our sort of bouts we used to have in European football. I'm annoyed that they might catch us up and get to 7 before we get to 8 in terms of trophies. And they should be more rivals in Europe than they are now, because I enjoyed that rivalry and it reminds me of where we are not and where they are at the moment. So I'm envious and annoyed with them from that. But I do like Liverpool. I don't want them to be too successful though. And then I don't mind Dortmund. I'd like to go see a Dortmund game. That's on my bucket list. But I don't love Dortmund. I'm not like I love them a kit. All of that. Nah. I like Forest, Premier League teams. I went to uni in Nottingham, even though they were crap when I was at uni. I do like Forest. And Brentford, because I'd say Forest and Brentford. Yeah. Daniel Olmo would have been a class signing, but I'm sure you read the Bowman interview. I find Liverpool to be annoying luckiest club in the world. I think they do get a lot of good fortune go their way, but they also at least win the right way, through getting the right managers, having the right transfers. They've been lucky with Coutinho and the others, but I think also they make their own luck. They're a well-run club. I hate something about Barca. They play beautiful football, sure, but they weren't that huge before 2005, and every one of their UCLs has something fishy about it. Yeah, I mean, Barca are actually quite new. I mean, it was Cruyff really put them on the map, and then yeah, I'm definitely Madrid over Barca. You and Steph should do a pub chat of if Berlusconi hadn't pulled the plug on building a new stadium. That's a good idea, Ryder Brother, actually. Yeah, the stadium will definitely flare up again in the summer with deadlines looming. So we might do a stadium episode when more information about what the decision is comes out. Yeah, Dortmund has good fans, yeah. I'm in Notts. Oh, big up. Whereabouts in Notts are you? I've lived in a few different places. Mansfield Road. Where else? Byron House, which was like halls. I've lived in, oh my God, Lenton, Woodford Green. Barca fans always try to complain about their refereeing in the Champions League as if their PSG remontada didn't have 2 scandalous goals. Yeah, quite. Rafa Price. I don't know. I think Rafa, we'd be lucky to get 80 million for Rafa. Honestly. I think he is worth more than that, and his stats actually have been better, but I don't think any club would spend more than 80. Don't see it. I think a Saudi club would. I think Saudi really want him, but I don't think he wants to go. Ajax are so unlucky not to win the titles today that they did blow away 6 points. Oh shit! I haven't even looked at the table. Let's have a look at the Eredivisie. Would have been finished by now. Yeah, the last game was today. PSV Eindhoven. They won. Wow. Second half's going to be on in a moment, guys. How are we feeling? Sunday evening. How's everyone's weekends been? I hope everyone's had a lovely weekend. They bottled a lead in the 98th minute. Is that what happened? Ajax, gee, damn. So these clubs you like or dislike, Joe? Rafa potential price 120, Rafa price 60. Yeah, 60, 80, I agree. I'm glad your weekend's been chilled, David. Mine has as well. I'm not looking forward to work tomorrow, though. Boring. Who's going to win? I think Roma will get it. They're at home. They're playing for something at least a little bit more than us. We're absolutely not. Have I seen the Kilpin Beer Cafe? I've got something interesting to tell you about this. I was actually in Nottingham when they first built the plaque and the mini museum that was on is it Alfreton Road? Anfielton Road or Mansfield Road. It's one of them where his house is, where he used to live. And I couldn't believe it because I didn't actually know at the time that Milan was founded by. I knew he was founded by an Englishman, but I didn't know he was from Nottingham or who he was or anything. And so I was in my second year, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm at the city where the founder of my club is, and I'm obviously English and Italian. He's English, the club's Italian, so it made me feel even more part of the club, which was nice. But I didn't know that there was a cafe, so I have to check that out next time I'm there and seeing some friends. Who's going to win? I need to bet like 1,000. What would you suggest for this match, mate? I'd suggest probably quite a simple 2-1 Roma. To be honest, like a Kone goal or something like that from outside the box. That would be my guess, mate. Second half is starting now, guys. Fellaini and Scrony must be thrown out. Yes, Shabam. Yes, Shabam. My guy. I don't even want to watch the match. I'm dead. I side watching this team. Yeah, me too. What happened to Dybala? Absolute bullshit. He's at Rome. I think he's injured. I think he's injured, mate. I'm just trying to reload my stream. My stream's dead. My stream died. He was good. He was good at Juve. I don't think he ever reached the full potential, but he was competing with Ronaldo a lot when he was really at his peak. But no, quality player. Dybala is a quality player. I think he almost did. He win the World Cup? Was he in the Argentinian squad? I can't remember. I think he was. I think if you win the World Cup, which I think he has, someone will tell me if he won the World Cup, Dybala or not. If he has, then you can look back and say he's had a pretty good career. Won a league, maybe 2 leagues with Juve. Definitely one. Hasn't won a Champions League. He can probably go down as one of those players that hasn't won a Champions League, but neither is Griezmann. I think Griezmann and Dybala are at a very similar level. Elite players, but never quite either did it for long enough because of injury, and especially in Dybala's case, and for a bit of bad luck, a bit with like Zlatan's Champions League luck, never really got that glory of league titles and things. Yeah, he did win the World Cup. I was right. Yeah. So, I mean, Dybala can 100% look back at his career and go, yeah, it was pretty damn good. That's why I think he's at Roma. He's too frail a player. He was at Juve arguably at the wrong time. I'm trying to reload my stream, guys, so bear with me. But, playing for Argentina, played for Juve for a number of years. I'm in a much better Juve side. You know, and won the World Cup, for fuck's sake. He won the World Cup. I mean, he's won the bloody World Cup. All right, we're back on. Dai Milan, forza ragazzi. Dai. I need to make a cup of tea. I need a hot herbal tea, guys. That's what I need. That is what I need, my friends. 47th minute. Let's go. Thoughts on Kenan Yildiz? I appreciate all the messaging, guys, tonight, especially Nearsighted Remembrance and a few other guys. I really appreciated the love, keeping me awake and also engaged in what is a pretty pointless game. But I wanted to do one more before the end of the season. See you guys before, I'm sure. Well, actually, I know Steph, I discussing with Ollie some new plans, new ideas for Pub Chat next season. Try and make everything bigger and better for you guys to get involved and get part of the Substack and everything else. So I appreciate all the love tonight. My thoughts on Kenan Yildiz. I think he's an incredibly talented player. I think Juve are very lucky to have him. And I think Juve could sell him for a lot of money or keep him. They're quite lucky. That's it. I think I really like him. I like how he dribbles the ball. I think he could be a bit of a problem in the future if he carries on developing. Go on, Tej. Jimenez. Just like you, I never knew the backstory of the Kilpin Beer Cafe. I walk past it all the time. I'm planning to go there after my graduation ceremony. Well, good luck. Good luck. Whatever you're doing in your degree, good luck. I hope you do well, and I'm sure you will. By the way, I think it's only recently become a beer cafe. It's actually the blue plaque that's because that's where he was born or used to live, something like that. I think it's where he used to live, but now it's been turned into a beer cafe. So if it's the one on Alfreton / Mansfield Road, I can't remember which one, by the bus stop, if you're thinking of the same one. But yeah, Herbert Kilpin was born in Nottingham in that area. There's a lot of interesting young talents in Serie A you don't necessarily hear about if you don't follow the league. Oh yeah, for sure. But I think that's the same in the Premier League. I think that's the same in La Liga and Bundesliga. And I say Premier League because even though I live in the UK and I follow English football and I've got all my mates who are English football fans, I don't know about all of the youth players in like Liverpool or at like Arsenal or like United. I don't know them. So you can say the same with Serie A, whereas the Serie A players I know who are good players, like Nico Paz, Como, Colpani was at Monza before he got bought by Fiorentina, I believe. But, I know of those players because I watched the league. The Prem fan won't. But should they know better players and respect the better players? Yeah, for sure. I do think that. Other clubs are like Barca, Flamengo, Malmo, FF, Ajax, RZ, Sao Paulo. Yeah, I like RZ as well. Got a friend who's an RZ fan.
Roma, the team that Milan have beaten the most in Serie A, 80 wins. For the Rossoneri,
we've beaten Roma more than any other team in the league. 180th match between us. That's interesting. We've won 80 of those. So just a few more.
10 league meetings against Roma. The last time Roma were able to get the better of Milan in Serie A was back in 2019 when Checo and
Reinders. I feel like you get more coverage of young talents in other leagues. Yeah, you probably do. I think Serie A is marketed poorly in every aspect, whether that be about individual players, whether that be about transfer deals, whether that be the matches. Every aspect of it is undermarketed. Joe says we're going to win. I like this, love, Joe. I appreciate this. Oh, yes. Thank you for that reminder, Milan, Marco, because I was going to bring up Futuro. I think Futuro for me is the only thing I can say. And again, this will be on the pub chat tomorrow, so do make sure you've got access to listen. I do think that the Futuro failing is one of the better things to happen to the club. I never want Milan to fail. I never vote for Milan to lose, even if sometimes losing is, I don't know, more beneficial because of a Champions League spot or something. I always want Milan to win, okay? But Futuro failing when it was a Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Redbird-led, Forlani wanted project. We almost scored, by the way. Good block by Angelino. Oh, no, sorry. That was Roma who almost scored. My bad. Sorry. So my thoughts are that it's a Redbirds, Zlatan, Karofsky-led project that completely and utterly failed. So much so that they can't hide. That's something that they have to just be like, we fucked up here. This failed. That the players, the idea, the handling of it, everything. It failed completely. So it failing is more of a wake-up call than I think even the first team, which they could probably just justify. I think they do. Me and Steph disagree on this. I think they justify this as just a bad season, an anomaly. They're that arrogant and blind. But they can't do that with Futuro because it's been that disappointing that they have to say it was a failure. Obviously, they say the season's been a failure as well, but that's the only thing where I'm kind of like, Futuro being bad was a bit of a good thing. Don't say who's behind me, Birkin. There isn't anyone behind me. Don't scare me like that, mate. Oh, I was going to have to mute you. That's going to freak me out. My cat's down there. There's no one behind me. There's a light, which I'm now going to put on because you freaked me out, mate. There you go. Oh, Anguissa's hit the post twice in one game against Parma. He's on a free transfer, you know. I'd fucking take him. We need more young youth players on the bench. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about our football at the moment in terms of formation. It seems to be the same 3-4-3. Jimenez, as in the right backs, losing the ball a lot. Defence looks shaky. We look all right on the counter attacks, but we're a player down. We've got a corner here, so you know, could be something. Think how much money has been spent on the bench with low return. Absolutely. What's your thought of the biggest La Liga defences being all up to 20-year-old? Well, Barca, I think, have got one of the best, if not the best academy in the world. In fact, I think they have got the best academy. I think it's incredible. And a comment about our academy by Nearsighted Remembrance also asking, do I rate it? I think we've got some really nice little players in our youth academy, but Italy is really poorly set up. Again, the league marketing is poor, but also the youth development, I think, for the big teams is poor. If you look in comparison, even the Premier League teams, they've got players like Conor Bradley at Liverpool, you've got Rico Lewis at City, you've got Lewis Skelly at Arsenal. You've got each team's got at least two, but some of them have got threes. At least every team's got one, but most teams have got two good youth players. There are not that many in the top Serie A teams. Inter, I think, I've got one, maybe. Bisek, I think, maybe.
To finish 1-1. The reverse fixture earlier on this season.
Milan have none, really. Gabbia, but he's not top level talent. Juve, I think, have got one or two, but they've usually got one or two. You know, it's not a lot.
To take charge of Milan in the Supercoppa. Touch on the Rangers and then Paulo Dybala. The score sheet in that game.
So in short, I think we've got some good players like Liberali and Ziroli who should be playing more football to hopefully get their develop, make them shine. But he's not set up to all the clubs are not set up. The education's not there to actually make use of the talent. That's what I think, guys. Roma have got a very long free kick here. Napoli have hit the post like 4 times against Parma. They really need to score. Oh, fuck off. Yeah, 2-1. Did you put that bet on? You're going to make loads of money if you listen to me. Paredes, well. Wow. That's Milan, guys.
That is an absolute rocket. And it restores Roma's lead in a crucial match.
I'd love Eze, and he's a good age. He's like 25, 26. He's a good age. He hasn't got Champions League experience, but oh God, I would take Eze. But he won't go. He's got Europa League football with Palace next season. What a shot! Wow, what a goal!
A wonderful free kick. It's curling away from Maignan, but the power he's able to generate, it might just clip the post on its way in. But it's a gorgeous strike. Milas Vila appreciated that one, as did Paulo Dybala.
Great goal though.
Set pieces, leading to Roma's goal.
Jesus.
Applause all around the Roma players who are not taking part in the match. And Cesar Ranieri once again held above the rest.
Sorry, guys, I don't really know what to say. It's just what a goal, first of all, but we don't deserve European football. Bad defending, bad wall setup as well for that goal, but just watching it back again. Oh well. Empoli winning 3-1. Oh wow. Does that change the relegation race, Adam? Let me know. Yeah, Mike, near post blunder, definitely. The comeback is going to happen. Why are you so positive, Joe? I mean, I like it, but it's kind of like wasted. Do you not think? What are we fighting for in this game? I know I'm sounding quite negative here, but I don't see how we're winning this. We're a player down, man. I haven't seen the new kits, Nemo. Tell me what they're like. What are the new kits like? I'm getting some water. I will be back shortly, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. Juve have scored. For prize, Joe. Fair enough, mate. I don't feel a lot of pride about Milan at the moment, but I'm glad you do. Just don't go buying any kits. Not for a little bit. Nico Gonzalez. Damn. Damn. Come on, Napoli.
Since Ranieri's taken over Roma, they've collected 50 points to Giallorossi, only the top two sides in the league. Inter.
Have we made any subs, actually?
Ranieri's record at the helm of the Giallorossi, 15 wins, 5 draws, to only 4 defeats.
No subs, no.
In 2025, it gets even better.
I want to see Torriani play. He played against Verona, I think it was, and he played really well. I don't think he's got a bright future. Terracciano, I forgot all about him. Bring Kamada on. Get Kamada some minutes. Do you know what I mean? The game means nothing. Fafana, Leao, and Jovic coming on. Bring Kamada on, man. Do you know what I mean? Felix has actually unironically been our best player today, which is kind of mad.
His pass that led to Milan's equaliser earlier on. Rangers.
We're holding a bit of possession outside their box here, which is nice. And then Musa just literally just loses the ball straight away. I hate Luke Musa so much. I think he's such a nice person. I bet he'd be one of the nicest people in our squad. But he is the worst footballer we have. He's fucking dreadful. Musa is absolutely dreadful.
Pavlovic out of position. It's the foul there on Manu Kone. It's a triple change here for Milan.
Where did Reinders disappear to? He's been all right, Reinders. I actually think he's been okay. Off his cheek off. Can't even do fucking 65 minutes.
Alex Jimenez makes way for Yusuf Fofana. Rafael Leao. It's on for Joao Felix.
Leao for Felix. Interesting. Birkin, I like Jimenez's work rate, as in Alex Jimenez, but he's still very. He's got a bit of Musa donkey brain about him. But not as bad. Nowhere near as bad, in fact. Reinders can vanish in a lot of games, but he's still absolutely pivotal. And when he has a good game, Milan does. But I think with everything going on, it is what it is, guys. You know, we weren't going to get top 4, so this game means very little. We do look like a Serie B club, T-Rex. And we are 10 men, but we look poor. Very poor. Pavlovic, Rafa, there's no communication. Rafa always wants to take on that man.
Duel between Rafael Leao and the Roma defenders is what? Leandro Paredes. Now there's been a goal in Turin. Juventus have been able to take the lead against Udinese, which means that it is the Bianconeri.
Come on, Napoli.
To fourth place, Roma in fifth. Nico Gonzalez with the strike just after the hour mark in Turin. Roma, as a result, dropping down into fifth, which would secure Europa.
How's Salah look, guys? What do you think about Salah? Have you rated Salamakas tonight?
Go down to the final day of the campaign. Rossi play against Torino away from
Right, Roma on the attack again. Kone.
Juventus will be up against Venezia. Venice at the Pierluigi Penzo in what is shaping out to be a must-win for Venezia.
Salad. Phew, he's slipping and sliding.
Quite generate enough on the strike.
Rafa has one move, drawing defender and tried to outrun him. One bad injury, he's bang average. Potentially, yeah. What do I think of the GTA 6 trailer? I think it looks great. I don't know when it's coming out. I'm not a huge GTA fan. I actually didn't buy GTA 5 until like a year after it came out. I've never been a massive GTA player, but I will get GTA 6. I think it's going to be crazy, and everyone's going to play it. So, you know, I think it looks good. Be nice. It would have been nice to see some gameplay, but
Sublime free kick. Just like we saw in the first half, Roma sitting back
David Neres.
to defend this one goal lead.
Come on, Napoli. I'm really supporting Napoli tonight, guys. I really want Napoli to win. They need to win. Otherwise, it will go to the last game of the season. I mean, it's going to go down to the last game anyway. Actually, no. If they win this, do they win the league, actually? That is a very good question. If Napoli win tonight, they will be on 80. They will be on 80. They will be on 81. No, it'll go. It's going to go to the last day of the season. Last day of the season for the league title. Whether they lose, draw, or win, it'll go to the last day of the season for the title. Because if Inter win, they'll both be on 83. Oh no. Yeah, it'll go to the last day. Yeah. Yeah, it will. Sorry, I was talking to myself there, guys. Can't believe GTA 6 could come out before Arsenal win another league title. Yeah, mate. It might come out before we get into another semi-final of the Champions League. Because I don't think it's coming out for another couple of years, GTA 6. Or at least the end of next year, the earliest. Chosen Season 5 coming soon. Let's go. Chosen. What's that about again? I remember that. What was that about, Joe? Remind me. Chosen. Inter Milan have PSG in Champions League final. For Napoli to win the league, they need to win and have Lazio being Inter. No, I don't think so. They just need to win their games. Oh my God, McTominay almost scored a free. Napoli have hit the bar so many times tonight. Good save that. By the way, it's all Roma in our actual match because I'm actually taking more notice of the Parma Napoli game, but it's all Roma at the moment. We can't really get out of our half. Where's Maldini with the Arabs? Yes, Birkin. Yes, mate, exactly. Where is he going to come as a knight in shining armour and save us? Spinazzola's going to win another league title. That's crazy, bro. He's won 2 league titles, potentially, since leaving Roma. That's mad.
Too many options in attack.
Lazio offside, that's annoying. No, Napoli win the league if they just win their next 2 games. They shouldn't need to worry about Inter losing to Lazio. Napoli just need to win this game and win their next game. That's it. And if they're going to win the league, that's what they should do. If they're going to win the league, that's what they should do. Good yellow by Di Lorenzo there. Good foul. Napoli were caught on the counter there. Just crash into him. It was good foul. Good cover by Thick there. We've just got nothing in attack. We're man down. I just don't think we've got the minerals to actually get back into this game. How come we didn't even look at Dovbyk? Our Dovbyk shit. I wouldn't worry about Dovbyk. Do you really believe the rumours that Arabs buying there have been saying this for years? I mean, I hope they're true, but I don't believe them. Will Conte stay if Napoli win? Yes, I think, David, he will stay if they win the league, yes. Unless there's an incredible fallout. I think he will stay, yeah. If they don't, then he'll be gone. Most likely. But I think Napoli will win the league. And I think they have been the best team. They'll be annoyed if they don't as well, because not only does it mean it goes to Inter, but they've literally had no Europe. You know, their team is significantly worse than Inter's, but they have had all season. Roma attacking again, guys, on the overlap. Good block by Gabbia there. Gabbia's been good this game. VAR gave the goal to Lazio. Nice. He has. Conte is a world-class manager, mate. Absolutely. Napoli selling their best player mid-season was a bad move. I don't think he is their best player. I don't think he was their best player. In fact, I don't think he's ever been their best player. I know it's controversial, but I think Kvaratskhelia is a fantastic football player. I think he's more consistent than Leao, but I don't think he's a better player than Leao. His stats don't back it up. This season is an exception, it's probably the start of him starting to pull away from Rafa, or at least, in my eyes, be at the very least properly level, because he's playing in a much better team and he's playing very well for that team in the best competition in the world. But prior to that move, he wasn't better than Rafa. I think McTominay's been Napoli's best player this season. I think that's quite evident. Yeah, 1-1 equaliser by Lazio. Lovely. Pedro as well. He's so clutch. But yeah, I think McTominay's been their best player by a country mile for Napoli. It's not like Kvaratskhelia was their best player before they sold him. Like, he was having a red hot season. It was a pretty average season. Yes, Kavicha, that's what I'm talking about, yeah. I'm so glad we have YouTubers like you and Kush. Also, Alex, we get different points of view. Yeah, exactly. It's nice. I love all those other guys as well. I listen to Alex and Old Heart. I listen to Kush sometimes, a bit less so. I've only come across the American and Canadian guys a few times. I tend to focus more on the European, but I've listened to them and they're good. But Alex and Old Heart Rossoneri I do listen to, and they're good guys. Well, thank you also for coming, Stan, and dropping in to Sempre Milan and listening to me. I think Kappa make the best football kits. They're the best designs. Yeah, Kappas are good. Roma out on the break again, but Tamura Musa actually tracked back this time. Oh, it's Fafana. My apologies. Angelino for Roma. Bad ball by there. Chelik there. Salamakers is off. Look at Zlatan and Moncada there. Sule is off. Guna and Wrench. See, they're bringing on youth players. I've never heard of these Roma players. I still can't fathom this team's fall off. Burke and me neither, mate. We are not even feared. We're not even respected. We're just laughed at this point. You really are. The choices, yeah, 100%, mate. They've been really poor in every level. You always win 3-2. Joe, I love the optimism, mate. I really fucking do. I think that's commendable, but I don't see it. I also don't really see the point either of us winning. It's not really going to change anything. Not that I want us to lose. I don't. I want us to win, but you know. If Ancelotti wins the World Cup with Brazil, will he be considered the greatest manager of all time? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, great save by Sevilla there, guys. Layout. I think he was offside though. Good save, nonetheless. I can't handle the fall off. EPL fans look at me and say you support AC Milan. They're shocked, but I'm red and black for 40 years. Big up, son. Don't be embarrassed. Milan's bigger than 99% of the clubs in the Premier League, so just take it on the chin. And they're ignorant, but we are bad right now, so we've got to take it. Not a great save, but shit shot. Yeah. Olafemi, man, how's it going? I haven't been watching the match. Are we playing craply as expected? Pretty much. I mean, we got Jimenez sent off, so we have been a 10-man down for basically 80% of the game. Inter have scored, damn. But yes, it's been all Roma. We've had a few chances on the counter-attack. Dumfries, fuck me. Dumfries is actually so clutch for them. They're living such a good reality right now. And they're owned in exactly the same as us by a fund. And they're having like a fantastic season. Can you just think about that for a second? When you get like defending Redbird, just think about that. Damn, guys. I mean, what's motivating the players? Like, really? Do you know what I mean? At this stage, what are they actually motivated by? Mate, Napoli have got 10 minutes to turn this around. They need to fucking win. Napoli have to win this game. They've got to score. Napoli have to score. I know we're a Milan channel and we're watching the Milan-Roma game, but I honestly, the Napoli-Parma game is far more interesting and means a hell of a lot more. Pulisic. Oh, Rafa, edge of the box. Nice ball in. Oh, that was a good ball by Rafa there. Good ball. Pavlovic and Mancini are getting in on each other, which is good. Oh, they're having a fight. Oh. Oh. Mancini's a shithouse anyway. He's a shithouse, Mancini. Oh, Pavlovic, that's so embarrassing. He hits the head and dies. Pavlovic is pathetic for a big man. Mancini kick out for Varda 0. Mancini's usual suspect. Mancini's a player that should have been sent off the most in his Serie A career and has had hardly any sendings off because of fucking being a lucky bastard, honestly. Olafemi, nothing to play for, nothing to fight for. The most useless management history of the club. To say I'm disappointed is an understatement. I'm really pissed at how Cardinale has run this club. Yeah, you and me both. Here. Well said, mate. Serie A is its best. It's going to be a final day decider for the league, and I love it. I don't because I'm worried Inter will win. But it is exciting. It's on the last day. Come on, Napoli! Forza Napoli! Hey, Neapolitan! Luro mezzo mare, eh? Guaglione. Guaglio. That's a nice Neapolitan song. Walio, 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 sai senza ca. Non mangi più, non dormi più. Sorry, guys, I'm singing. Singing for you now. That's what this season's done to me. It's turned me fucking loopy. What's everyone watching at the moment? Netflix, Amazon, Disney, Apple. What's everyone watching? Talk to me. Come on. Much more interesting than this match. Sergio makes changes too late. Who gives a fuck? He's not going to be here anymore. I don't think Salamanca was being booed. I don't think there are any away fans there, mate, unless Roma fans are booing him. I started binging The Chosen. Yeah, so what is this, Olafemi? The Chosen. A few people have been messaging about that. Godfather of Harlem. Interesting, Birkin. I like the sound of that. The Studio, hilarious. Yeah, that's on me and my partner's list, but she's been away for a few weeks, so that's on our list. That's on Apple TV, which we have, and I love Seth Rogen. I'd love nothing more to bun up a zoo with Seth Rogen on Monday. Chat about things and fall asleep while eating Ben and Jerry's with him. That would be fun. Andor Season 2, yes, Matt. I don't have Disney, but I need to watch it. I watched the first season with my parents, but now I don't have Disney anymore. I don't have their account, I don't think. So, annoying. Luckily, I cashed out under 3.5 goals. Yes, well done, Alice. Napoli is still goalless in the Napoli-Parma game. Parma have been a giant killer as well this season. They've caused all big teams trouble this season. Every single big team, I think, have dropped points against Parma, which is bizarre. Juric. We have had chances this game, I have to say, but that's the same old story with Milan. You know, like, we can create chances. It's not like we can't create chances. Oh my god. How many times has it bounced? Oh wow, Cristante. Yeah, 3-1. 3-1.
It's the Roman old guard who have popped up with the goals in this game. Gianluca Mancini now playing Cristante.
Guys, I might just watch the Parma Napoli game. Like, we're 3-1 down. Can I comment about that? Because that actually means something. Please. I know it's the last one of the season I'm doing watch-alongs, but I can't be asked. Tottenham versus Man United. Noticed that Bologna 50 years without a trophy. Crystal Palace 100. Yeah, I know Tottenham could be Tottenham's year. I hate myself watching this game. That's what fans do, though, good or bad. Yes, they do. David's been watching Studio, Mobland, Andor, Etoile, Rehearsal, Celtic City. Mate, you've been watching a lot of shit. Fair play. Prime Band's era was better than this nonsense. Yeah, it was in a lot of ways. I agree. I hate feeling like an Arsenal supporter. Guys, I've got the Milan game on in the corner of my eye, but I'm going to be watching the Parma Napoli game, to be perfectly honest, because this game means nothing. Like, obviously, if we score, I will let you know. But I'm watching this because penalty for Lazio. See, this is what I mean. The Parma Napoli Lazio Inter game is far more interesting than our bullshit. I'm sorry, that's what I'm going to comment on now because it's pointless. We're 3-1 down to Roma. We can't get Europe. Our season means nothing. We're a man down. The manager we currently have isn't going to be there, and half our players are going to be sold. It's literally pointless, guys. It's literally pointless. There's no fans there. Pointless. There's no point commenting on it. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's true. Napoli. So Lazio have a pen. Oh my god, Lazio just scored. Red card to Simone Inzaghi as well. Oh my god, yes. Inter drop points. Pedro scored 2 goals. What a pen by Pedro as well. Clutch player. I want Roma to get Champions League over Lazio, over Juve though. So in a way, I actually want to lose this game. So well done, Milan. So come on, Inter need Napoli have time now. Inter have dropped points to Lazio. This is huge. Napoli need to. Come on. 2-2. Come on. It means Napoli stay ahead even if this stays a draw, which is huge for Napoli. But there's 7 minutes. Our game means nothing, guys. This is what matters. There's shit getting heated now. Inzaghi got sent off in the Lazio Inter game. Conte's getting heated. The Parma manager's getting heated. It's all getting heated. Our game means nothing. I'm swapping to this. Maybe this is great. The Americans will sub the club. Yes, hopefully, David. Chosen about Jesus' story. Oh, yeah, I've seen it. Yes. I do want to watch that. The Jesus one. Yes. I do want to watch that. About his apostles. Yes. Hypothetically, speaking, if Futuro climbs up to Serie A, what happens? No, I don't know. It's no idea. Too late on a Sunday to think about that. 3 minutes valid time in our game. Conte's pissed, man. What happened with the Reds, Stein? Jimenez elbowed Mancini in a corner. Literally just for nothing. Just went like fucking knobbed him. Straight red. Conte's been sent off as well. Been a good night for the title race, guys. Forget our game. Title race has been fantastic. A red card for Conceição. Fucking hell. Club's a joke. Perfect way to end the watch-alongs for this season with a 3-1 loss to Roma, talking about the title race that we're not involved in. That's it. He's lost his last game now. He's going to be banned for his last. This is his last game. That's it. See you later. Bye, Conceição. You'll never be at the club again. It's over. 3-1. No coach. What a perfect end to the season, guys. I'm going to stay on until the games are finished. But I will be going swiftly because, I mean, yeah, you know, what's been the point of the season? Can I just say, everyone who's listened tonight and generally, thank you so much for supporting the watch-alongs and everything that we do at AC Milan, the pub chats as well, the podcast love, the bonus podcast love. We love each and every one of you, and it's been a really hard season as a fan. So thank you for continuing to show me and all the other guys love. So cheers. We'll be back next season with lots of amazing content. There will almost certainly not be a watch along for the last game of the season. So this is the last one until the 25-26 season rolls in. But there'll be so much content in your ear holes and your eye holes over summer, as we have one of the biggest summers in the history of the club. But it's been a good night for the title race. It's been fantastic having you guys follow all season. We will see you very soon in this capacity. But yes, a few more minutes and then I'll head off. Just want to see if Napoli can squeak a winner. But they are still ahead in the table. They're a point ahead. So it basically means Napoli can't lose. Napoli have to win. And Inter can't. And Inter have to win. I think if Inter draw, it won't be enough. And if Napoli draw, it won't be. And Napoli draw, it will be enough. So Inter have to win. And if Inter win, Napoli lose. But if Inter draw and Napoli draw, Napoli win. Inter has to win regardless, but Napoli can draw and win the league as long as Inter also don't win. But if Inter win, then Napoli have to win. So penalty to Napoli. Well won by David Neres. Well done. Pen to Napoli. Well done. God, this is exciting. This is good. Come on. What a game. Wow. Well done, Neres. This is exciting. So now, if Napoli win, that means they can draw and they have won the league. They only need to draw against who is their last game of the season? As long as they score this penalty, obviously. Napoli's last game of the season is this is their last game. Is this their last game? It can't be. This can't be the last game. This is game 38. It's the prossime partite. Cagliari? Cagliari is their last game of the season. Cagliari. Okay. Interesting. Thank you, Zion Train. Inter have Como away. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so Inter can. Napoli, as long as they score this pen, because this is the last kick of the game, then Napoli just needs to draw and they'll win. Inter have. Inter score, but it was offside. That's hilarious. You know, Pedro's a legend. The Lazio Pedro. He's played at fucking Chelsea, Barcelona, now Lazio, and he's been like a big player in all of them. And he's like almost 40. Pedro's career is underrated. Underrated, man. Under fucking rated. VAR check still going. He's been asked to have a look. Oh, they could revoke it. Fuck's sake. Foul in the build-up. Foul in the build-up. But, yeah, there's a foul. There's going to be no pen. Yeah, they're not going to call this pen, guys. No pen.
Right, yeah,
Damn, man. Diego Simeone's son. Fucking it up for Napoli. Fucking bastard. Como will be Inter and it's over. Well, they don't need. It's in Napoli's hands. It doesn't matter what Inter do. Napoli just need to win their next game. It's so simple. Like, that's it. They don't need to rely on Como. They just have to win. So 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes. I don't know if it was a foul or not, but it's very Inter Marotta League, isn't it? Giving Inter a lifeline there. Come on, Napoli. One more attack. Sorry. My allergies have been bad today, guys. I think it's going to end 0-0. Yeah, the fans are funny. I think it's going to end 0-0. Into Drew. How's everyone feeling? Excited for one work tomorrow? Life to begin? Why is Palmer playing like these crybabies? They're mid-table. Oh, it's really bizarre. Relegation teams always turn up at this point in the season against teams, especially when you need stuff. It's just sod law, in it. Go on, Napoli. One more. Hoof it up. Come on. That's it. Game over. 0-0. Wow. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. As I said earlier, thank you for all the love you've been showing and what's been a difficult season. We'll be back with the watch-alongs before you know it in a very, hopefully, less negative season, but obviously less excitement because no Europe. But thank you so much, guys. We'll be still in your ear holes and eye holes on all the bonus content. Take care. Have a lovely week next week and lovely summer. We will be back, Steph and I, in the flesh for the watch-alongs in September when the season starts again. I don't know if there'll be watch-alongs for the Champions League final. That is a good question. We might do that. Maybe a pub one. We'll see if people are around. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. All the love in the world. Take care. And that's it. Ciao, guys. Take care. We'll see you very soon.